On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at a guitar. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel. Click on notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. And in this case, we went to our friends at Zzounds and we asked for another Sire guitar, and we got in the S10,
right,
which is like the top of the line S-type guitar for them.
Right. So we've had the L7.
Mm-hmm.
We've had the H7. Was it the S?
I think it was S5M or it's
SF7. I don't know.
Look it up.
Yeah. We've had a few of them in. So this is the S10. We know that for tonight. We were super impressed. The Strat style one we had before came in about
$705 or something like that.
$700. It had single humbucker in it, and we wanted to go to a single configuration, and we were like, hey, what's the most expensive Sire Strat style they make? Let's get that. And so we don't get into the geeky stuff. We leave that for the geeky people that do that. Just kidding. I mean, but we don't jump into that. There's people doing a really nice job of that out there. So what we always like to do is just kind of go through what we like about the guitar, then play it through a whole bunch of different pedals, do a couple jams on it, and let you hear it that way. So starting with what we like, and I always do that first so I don't have to think too hard, and then Pat has to kind of come up with something. I don't know that I'm a gold hardware guy, but it looks classy on this guitar. I mean, there's a little gold plate on the back, Larry Carlton with a Sire logo on it, the gold hardware on the trem bar, staggered tuners that are locking, all gold. It just looks classy on that Swamp Ash body. I want to say this really tripped me up when I first opened this up and put the tremolo bar in, because you won't be able to see it, but it's not threaded. So I was thinking Fender type. You just push that bad boy and it will stick, and I'm like, well, that's too loose. That's not going to work. It's actually threaded on the inside. So there's must be a little screw down in there that you're screwing it onto, which I thought was pretty cool. Just a little different than normal. I can't recall if I've seen one like that before.
I don't know that I have either. I've either seen them threaded or they just slide in with a little Allen wrench to tighten it if you needed to.
So I thought that was cool. As always, the Sire stuff, that neck is just
rolled.
Yeah, the rolled edges. The frets feel beautiful. Stainless steel frets, I think.
Jumbo stainless steel.
Abalone dots. Gold there. What is one of the first guitars we did from them was the H7 was the
like a Les Paul style.
The L7. Yeah. And I think we called the video like more class, less cash or something like that, because they look very classy. I could keep going, but this old Carver. What do you want to, before I take everything that you could
it's interesting, and I don't know that I would have known it if I didn't read it, but compound radius neck. I'm not sure if I've ever played one. It's a very comfortable neck. For me, the action could be a smidge down, but like it was very playable. The pickups are, they don't say what the output is, but they refer to them as some hot, they're Seymour Duncan pickups, and they're a little bit on the hot side. So they're stratty, but they're different. But we could coax some good stuff. It was easy to play. Like you mentioned, the rolled neck, the feel of the neck. There's some body carves. Got some modern appointments for a somewhat traditional guitar. I was really excited to get in. It's a $12.99 price point.
It's about double, almost double with some of the other Sires we've had in our.
And it's solid Swamp Ash body. So,
how's it
sound?
How's it sound?
I took it through the first spin with the pickups and go through all 5 selections. I don't know that I had the Echo Tour on either. We played it through the Tyler JT22, and here's my pass at the clean settings.
lot of times when we do guitars, Pat's the only one that kind of walks you through the picking on the pickups, but then on any Strat style guitar, I always like to hear what that funk chord sounds like. We just strum through that a little bit. So I went through the pickups again.
Okay, for me, anytime we play an S-style guitar, I'm like, hey, what's it sound like with chorus? And we just shot a video that may not be released yet, depending on when this comes out. It's the Waza Craft Boss Waza Craft CE-2W. And I played that with the Echo Tour through the Tyler and tried to get all stratty.
Staying in modulation world, we got in. So we got this guitar and got a couple other guitars, same price range, same kind of thing. We got a couple pedals in too. The CE-2W is one of them. And also from EQD, we got in the Depths for the Univibe series. And I figured this was a good opportunity to plug it in and get to see how it sounded for a second.
So it seems like anytime we get in a new guitar, or unfamiliar guitar, if you will, I always try to have some kind of drive. And I've been leaning a little bit towards the Greer Lightspeed. First of all, it's a fantastic pedal. Second of all, it's a transparent overdrive. So just kind of give the idea of what the pickups sound like with a little bit of push to them. And so I tried to put it, I think I put it in 2, and I tried to play mostly chords, pretty banging straight cowboy chords, if you will. And here it is.
Whenever we're checking out a new guitar, we like to do a couple jams. I'm going to play the Sire on the first jam here. And, you know, if you've been watching the channel at all for a while, you know that I would plug it into the Barber Electronics direct drive. Although this time, sorry, David, I decided to move away from the direct drive. And I don't know, it might have been because of the hot pickup, the little more push in this, in these pickups. But I felt like I wanted something different, especially for the chord progression we were using. And I ended up with the Barber Electronics Plus. Interestingly, my initial plan was to put this in front of the direct drive and click it on at some time and push the direct drive, because that's one of the things this pedal really excels at. But it actually really excels in and of itself too. So I thought it sounded really good with the Sire. You backed me up.
Yeah, anytime I get an excuse to pull down this hollow body with the piezo, I do. This is the Beard's 2001 and I had it blended between the piezo and the magnetic pickups, and I played it through the Fender Hot Rod with a little bit of reverb.
I guess I should say I also had the DLS Echo Tour on, but you knew that already.
That's right. If you've watched more than one episode.
So for my next clip, trying to stay within our series world, I went to That Leslie Sound and wanted to pick a newish pedal. Not newish, a new pedal, right? That's just not been on the market very long. We do have a video out on this. This is the Keeley Electronics Rotary, kind of a Leslie emulator, if you will.
All right, staying in modulation world and in our series mode, we do a tremolo series, and I always like to try different tremolos, but I find myself gravitating towards the Hamstead Soundworks Signature Tremolo. It's a great sounding tremolo. I played that with the DLS and the Tyler, and here it is.
That Hamstead was in our video of favorite tremolos, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, maybe I should put a card here.
You probably should.
For the next clip, recently we worked with BMF Effects, and he sent us the Godfather II pedal. And so I'm going to use that on this last clip. Admittedly, ever since we plugged this in, I've been thinking about it, that I want to try it out and play it a little bit more. Used it on the higher gain side, and with the bridge pickup on that. I thought it sounded really good. So good that we kept joking around and playing different things down here, and it turned into this really bizarre. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. All right, before we get into final thoughts, we're going to do one last jam, and I played the star of the show. I grabbed the Noble Screamer from Keeley, one of their 4-in-1 pedals, and I often gravitate towards the hybrid setting, so I had it in the ODR1 tone section and the Tube Screamer in the drive, and used the DLS and the Tyler, shockingly enough.
Yeah, and then backing pad up, I grabbed... which is becoming kind of a regular, making regular appearances on the channel, is the Epiphone 339, and actually played it with the neck pickup split through the Fender Hot Rod. So if you want to see that jam, you can skip over final thoughts. You can do that by dragging your thing, holding the right hand corner of your iPhone down. It will double speed the final thoughts. If you could go down to the chapters I take, half hour to make for you. Anyway, you want to skip that, or you can hang around for final thoughts. Final thoughts.
I was very excited to get this in because we really did like its younger brother, little cousin, whatever you want to call it. And we're like, well, what would a $1,200 or $1,300 Sire guitar be like? Because the build quality in the $700 ones is fantastic. I'd have to say it didn't disappoint. It does feel great. It looks great. The compound radius is nice. The rolled edges. The pickups are a little different. That's one thing I think we found tonight. We played some other either HSS or SSS that had hot pickups that was kind of hard to adjust to. This wasn't really hard to adjust to, but at one point we did pull one of our other American-made Strats down to listen to the bridge difference, and it's a difference. These are a little bit hotter. There's clarity, but I don't think they're sterile. I think they're really tight and they're articulate. Could still get those, 2 is very quacky and 4 is warm and the neck is good. It didn't disappoint. I'm glad we did it.
It almost makes me wonder why they didn't. So on the S7 we did. S7 FM, I think is what it was. So many people commented about how much they love their pickups. Mm-hmm. I love their pickups. I love that guitar. I was really, there's a lot of guitars that come through the channel now that you get a little like, I don't feel like I have to keep every one of them.
Right.
But that one really stood out to me. Like, this is one that roasted maple neck had anyway, but I thought the pickup sounded really good in it too. So it almost makes me wonder, why did they put Seymour Duncans in? Right. Why not? Why aren't they using their own proprietary, their own pickups? I don't know. The upgrades on this guitar, I think, are the hardware. I imagine the electronics or the pots are a little bit better. You can see it in the tuners. You can see it in the.
You did pull down in the one clip you did, and it cleaned up and didn't disappear.
Oh yeah, the volume knob really works well. Mm-hmm. At the end of the Godfather clip, I rolled it back, and it like all that drive to like a clean tone. And that's partially the pedal too, but the guitar has to work as well. The bone nut. One of the things that we didn't mention that we've meant to mention, Pat brought it over and sat it down at our feet. I guess now would be as good a time as any. Is that for $1,200? Look, it comes with this nice branded Sire case too, and so it's like a plastic hard case. I don't know. Is it worth trying to awkwardly?
We could do like some of the other YouTubers do and put a mic right by the latch.
right? Zoom in on the
empty case.
Right. But I mean, it's a nice molded case. Can they see that?
Without dumping all the accoutrements.
Right. Nice molded case. Which is, I feel like we're not seeing a lot anymore.
Right.
You're seeing a lot of
gig bags in various quality or nothing. Right.
So the other two guitars that we got in that are pretty close to the same price. Mm-hmm. One was a Fender, one was a first time ever on the channel, Charvel. Mm-hmm. Neither one came with a gig bag. Neither one came with a... Okay, so nice touch, Sire. Yeah, I mean, anything else?
Yeah, they're saying they're real abalone dots as well. I mean, so they really didn't spare anything. Like you said, bone nut, jumbo frets, abalone, Gotoh, Seymour Duncan, their own proprietary locking tuners, compound radius. I mean, they kind of went for it.
We've been studying the body to see how many pieces it is.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
And the grain on it makes us think it's one, but that would be surprising. I don't know. It feels...
We're just not seeing the seams, but what do we know?
Yeah. What do we know? I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. We got two other guitars about the same price range. So it's going to be the same kind of thing. We'll do this one, then we'll do the Fender next, or we'll do a Fender one, and we'll do the Charvel, and then at some time we'll put them all three together. Full disclosure, we did the Sire first because with the 335 comparison and with the HHS or the HSS comparison, both times we picked the Sire. So we were like, well, is it because we're doing it last and we're somehow, what's the word?
Like we're biased. Or
we're somehow biased. So let's do this one first and see what happens. So anything else?
Great to get it in. The curiosity itch was scratched.
Right. So thanks, Zzounds, for sending that over. We appreciate that. With that, hey, thank you for watching. Clicking the subscribe button, hit notification bell. Anytime you interact with the channel, that's what allows us to interact with good people, great people in the industry like Zzounds and many others to get in cool gear to share with you. So we appreciate that. With that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.